Hey guys, today is the start of something new I wanted to do. Hopefully it becomes a series if you enjoy it, so let me know if you do. But I'm trying to find some weird and wonderful picks that you probably did not expect to be so much better after the patch. I'm going to be aiming to cover these 5 picks in about 5 or 6 minutes, so I'm going to shut up now and I'm going to get into it. Diana Mid is the first one in this video, the low elo monster after the patch. For her, like in Bronze and Silver, she is the best mid laner you can play apparently. She did get a few changes. She actually got a mini rework, so quite a big change. Her passive spellcast grant 20% attack speed for the next 3 attacks and also restore mana. Kind of helps her in the lane phase a little bit with her mana issues. Her Q is lower cooldown early, her W has less mana cost early, and her E increases the attack speed from her passive. Now she averages almost 10 kills a game in Bronze. That is so high. Basically, she's going to get ahead, she's going to dive in and pretty much one-shot people all day. A lot of people also do not build a magic resist early into the game, and that's kind of your wet dream on an AP assassin. So if you want to play this pick, I'm going to cover that very quickly. Nash's has really good synergy with your new passive, so that is your first item normally. Rod of Ages would be pretty good as well, though, if you want a bit more of a tanky version. Lichbane seems proper aggressive, decent win rate, but Zhonya's and Banshees is a bit more defensive and probably a bit easier to play. I kind of forgot to talk about this earlier. Before I forget, there's a giveaway in the description with Mobalytics, Fnatic, a bunch of others as well for loads of RP and some headsets and stuff as well if you want to go and enter that. The second pick is Cho'Gath jungle, also top lane a little bit. Definitely he kind of came out of nowhere, but most people are starting to realize how good he is now. Pretty much the best jungler actually in every elo bracket for win rate at least. There were a lot of changes for this one. So his E rework was the big thing. The cooldown is lower, mana cost lower, does percentage health damage, slows, resets his auto timer, and even gives him extra range. Even though it's not direct, we had the Cinderhulk buffs, we had the Stonewall pack giving 5% bonus health after the little rework, and finally as well a Righteous Glory buffs, which solves his biggest issue where you couldn't get into fights to use his damage. Now with that new E, maxing that first, your clear speed is actually very fast. Now you don't lose that much health, you can gank more, and you scale into the game amazingly well with more gold. In a nutshell, you're like a super tank who doesn't really die, but now has way more damage and crowd control to really get into fights. If you want to play him, Blue Smite Cinderhulk with Righteous Glory seems like the best start. They just can't really get away from you, and you can actually get in range to press R on people. Stone play after that to be a bit of a beast, like Thormal to be annoying, Warmogs, Knight's Vow, you're pretty much unkillable. Max E first, then W, and finally Q. Runes, attack speed reds with AP Quints, by the way, helps your farming a lot. Stoneborn Pact or Courage of the Colossus kind of depends on you for Keystone, but I prefer Stoneborn. A QWE all proc the healing and the bonus health. The third pick is Quinn top lane. So there was a big spike up this patch in win rate, a mid-game monster basically who can roam around and kind of just solo carry to race. This was also for the top lane. She actually got no direct changes. It's legit just like lethality and the new Dustblade. Actually, Ghostblade out of combat move speed now was buffed, and that is very underrated when you fly around in bird form to roam a ton. That is kind of what it comes down to. You're pretty bad at farming actually, but you get your gold from kills and assists. She's like the ultimate face roll champion. You're probably going to die a lot. You probably won't win your lane, but you'll bird it around the map and kill everybody chaos style. That is how you win. If you're going to play a Ghostblade, Dustblade, as I said, and then normally into crit, I think like Shiv for more burst damage, then Infinity Edge, maybe a Guardian Angel to finish. It's actually gross. As soon as you get a Dustblade, you can one-shot from your bird combo and auto attack, which is really frustrating to play against. You should be maxing your Q, then E, then W. I've seen some max E first actually, but I'm not sure. I don't think that's normal. Obviously, Thunderlords with the Assassin Mastery as well, it's all about that burst damage. Now, next up is Maokai jungle. Can be support as well, but you guys know I can hardly contain my Maokai support hard on. I've talked about it a few times, but this patch, it was the jungle that spiked up a ton and legit kind of the same as Cho'Gath. There was nothing this patch for Maokai, but in 7.13, the one before, he had a base health and ultimate buff. We also had the Cinderhulk changes, which helped him, plus the Righteous Glory buffs, which actually made it such a good item. You're kind of just like the assist team fighting machine, I guess. Like Righteous Glory pop and you run into fights, right? You last forever. You create this chaos because the enemy team has to run backwards to avoid your ultimate while your team gets some free damage. I think Cinderhulk into Righteous Glory is like the new overpowered combo for tanks that struggle to engage normally. Like it's really good as an item, but it helps you actually do your job. You can get Visage for the heals, you can get Abyssal Mask for the deeps, Thornmail, Stoneplay, fun build to play against. Maxing your QWE, by the way, no more Emax in the jungle like a lot of people used to do when it first came out to cheese some damage. Courage of the Colossus is normally the way to go as well for that giant shield when he engages, but I actually reckon Stonewall Pact would be pretty sick as well. So finally, the fifth pick, Yorick. Stat-wise at least, this guy is mainly a monster below plat, but I legit think you could play him into diamond and have no issues, to be honest. There weren't any direct changes to him, but it was kind of what happened around him for top lane actually. Like Fiora used to be really good at shutting taking him down and she got a nerf. Yasuo and Riven kind of the same, but they're legit always banned now, and actually Yorick is beating Riven this patch. It's just kind of a perfect storm for Yorick to rise up this patch more than before. His lane phase is kind of where it starts. It's actually insanely strong, way better than people think it is anyway. He can bully a bit, but once he gets that Trinity Force, he becomes a whole nother beast. Mid game, you can team fight or split push. You're really good at both. You take towers super fast, like 2 or 3 shot people with no defense if you build more aggressively as well. Most go all in on the Trinity Force, ZZ Rot cheese of split push. Like the sheen damage helps you take towers, but then you have ZZ Rot and ultimate together, which makes pushing really easy. Trinity, Titanic, and Sterix though is like the new flavor of the month build damage wise for some champions though, and it's honestly insane. You've got good sustain in your kit naturally, but your damage is so high with those 3 items with a bloody shield and health stacking as well. Max your Q, EW, grasp the Undying for Mastery Keystone to help you survive a bit early in the lane phase. Now that is going to wrap up some picks you probably wouldn't have expected to be a lot better. Thank you for watching the video. Remember to check out the giveaway, but for now, I'll leave you with the robots.